Hey, so in response to the thread, show me your retro game collection. I'm just doing a really quick video because it's a lot easier than me trying to take pictures of everything, and hopefully you'll see what I mean. This is my NES collection. Hopefully it's kind of easy to see. Kind of wish I had a copy of Super C, but I do not. I'm sure there's some other NES games that I would love to have, but I cannot think of them off the top of my head. You might also be noticing, well, I don't see like any Castlevanias or Metroids or stuff. You will. You will. They're just not over here. This is my Super Nintendo stuff. Sure, there's definitely a ton of Super Nintendo stuff that I wouldn't mind having, but unfortunately I do not. Sonic & Knuckles. A couple of my SPs. I want to one day get 4 of these so I can do that Legend of Zelda GameCube game that requires, like the link cables and all of that. Which, of course, my brain does not want to tell me what the name is right now. N64 games. Like Turok 2, Perfect Dark, Killer Instinct Gold, 007, Bomberman Hero, Donkey Kong 64, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, I'll pick that up later, Star Wars Episode 1 Racing, Star Fox 64, Mario Kart 64, Excitebike 64, the South Park game, Pokemon Snap, and Hey You Pikachu. Whoop. So I've got that X-Band modem sealed because there's no point in opening it. Some Game Gear games. Neo Geo Pocket Color game that I can't play anymore because I don't have that system anymore. Otherwise, I have all of the systems for any of the games that I have. My Sega Genesis. I don't actually have the gun to use this, which is funny. Ghostbusters and Rocket Knight Adventures are some of my gems in that area. I bet you nobody's ever heard of Sword of Hope. I've got the original Shantae. Sega Saturn games, including, yes, this is a legit copy of Magic Knight Red Earth. Yeah, good luck trying to find that again. Got my little backup Sega Saturn battery pack thing. Some long box PlayStation light up and sound Samus Buster and X Buster. And I've got my Dreamcast games. Includes such stuff as like Ill Bleed, Project Justice, Grandia 2, Skies of Arcadia. Got Resident Evil Code Veronica. I ironically do not have Code Veronica X in any sort of physical form. I believe I have it digital on my 360. Got a little Destiny 2 Mega Block set that unfortunately I need to put back together. Got a few DS games down here. Unfortunately, I only have one Phoenix Wright game, and now they're like impossible to get. My PSP games, the 2 Japanese ones, are actually My Hime one-on-one fighting games, as I was really into My Hime. Some Starlink unopened stuff. Giant Pikachu plushie. This is all just, well, we've got some strategy guides down here. And this is just all Blu-rays and stuff. I've got my Bayonetta 3 Trinity Edition, the old Mega Man thing, the Wily thing. There's probably there's definitely some soundtracks somewhere in here. Really big into Destiny 2. Along, this is just general room, yes, which I just shot this right at the light. I apologize for that. What I was recently playing, what I should now finally be able to play, the DLC to that, because I needed to transfer it to, I needed to transfer my PS4 data to the PS5, and that was a whole thing. I posted about it in the Resident Evil thread. Got my Virtual Boy, I've got my PS2 out, my Destiny 2 PS4, my PS5, I've got like the Genesis Mini and the SNES Mini. Got my Oculus 2. I've got a To the Moon Collector's Edition back there. I've got my PlayStation PS4 VR headset. I grabbed this Mario Cup from the movie theater when I went to see the Mario movie. I've got my Switch. Those are just stickers. This is not like some special edition Switch release. Got my every single Metroid amiibo they ever brought out. Those are all my This is pretty much all the PS4 VR games that I own. I do not get VR motion sickness, so I just buy every single one I can get. I've got my Xbox One collection down there, including some high-profile SNES RPGs like Chrono Trigger, the 2 Lufias, and Super Mario RPG. Got some GameCube games down there, and the Clow. I've got some Switch games there, and then I've got a whole bunch of Xbox games, including a few things like the Futurama game is there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can probably see it now. The Futurama game's there. Dino Crisis 3. Stuff like that. The Mega Man 11 controller. My Spider-Man chair. Hi, he's the best thing in the video. He's the best thing in the video. Hi, Shade. Hi, Shade. Got this, unfortunately the tabs on the back of this broke, but it's a signed by Johnny Young Bosch poster. Like his little signature right there. Still got the Mega Man cereal and the Mario Brothers cereal over here. I've got my Lunar 1, Lunar 2, my Mega Man X GameCube controller. I've got my Dust Collector's Edition, my Persona Collector's Edition. This is unfortunately fake. Oops. Oh well. Because it doesn't read Amiibo, so I'm pretty sure it's a fake. Some figures. Got my little Mega Man 2 plug and play just because. You'll see a few pony stuff. This is actually signed by the person who voiced Kerfuffle. I've got my No More Heroes collector stuff back there. Some other stuff here. This is Pony Corner, doesn't really matter. Got my Sigma statue and a little Beck here. I've actually got the collector's edition of this too. That's what my PS2 is actually sitting on. A few more collector's things just kind of shoved in here. Don't have too much space, unfortunately. So yeah, this is the reason why you didn't see any of that stuff, is because I have my top 5 favorite game series of all time, starting with Mega Man. I have a lot of Mega Man, including this is the 2 arcade games for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. It's complete in box. Mega Man 8, another disc of Mega Man 8. They're like different cover arts. All of the Game Boy games right there, including the 2 Extreme games. Network Transition, X-Command Mission, all of that stuff, the Legacy Collection stuff I've been grabbing, and yeah, Mighty Number 9's in there. I've got the Gold Amiibo, I've got Rockman and Forte, complete in box, Mega Man 11, the Special Edition Wily Wars that limited run brought out, little Wily figure. Here's my Zelda stuff. I do not have Wind Waker for the GameCube. I sold it a while ago. As many of you know, I really, really hate Wind Waker. I'm sorry. But I do have the HD thing, because I want to play through the Wii U HD remake and see if I care for it any better. I bought this just because I never actually played this game, and it just came in this custom case on eBay. And I just decided to go for it. I don't have the 2 DS games like Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. Haven't heard great things about them either. I even have Cadence of Hyrule. And I've got the Wolf of Me. Then we go to Metroid. And yes, I have Metroid Prime Trilogy, Steelbook, Slip Slave, and everything. My Metroid Pinball is actually missing the Rumble Pack, sadly. And Metroid Dread Special Edition. Didn't much care for Dread, unfortunately. It's good, but yeah. My Resident Evil 5 thing. I really like Resident Evil 5. I've got my Breath of the Wild Special Edition. And then we move on to Castlevania. I've got all of the Game Boy games, like Legends, and then like Adventure 1 and 2. The Lords of Shadows, the Collector's Edition. I've got Judgment, the fighting game. Konami Classics, as it had Symphony of the Night. I've got a copy of Bloodlines there for the Genesis, unfortunately loose. Got my 2 Curse of the Moons and Bloodstained here, because they're just about Castlevania. I've got this thing from Limited Run, which actually makes sound, but it would be a pain in the butt to try to play. And this is already going to a 10-minute video. Devil May Cry. I've got my Gears of War stuff up here. I've got my Tales stuff over here, which is my favorite RPG series of all time. I'm missing a lot, I know. These are movies, but these are my PS4 games. I know they're not really retro, but I'm just doing a quick thing of like all of my games. Bunch of Zelda amiibos. Wii stuff is back here behind these ponies. I've got more Wii games down here. I think this is all just Wii. Then I've got my 360 stuff over here. PS3 thing. I've got The Last Story. Both games are in that Trials of Cold Steel. Mega Man plushie. I know it's stained. It came that way, unfortunately. More amiibos. I don't even like Fire Emblem, but I have, like, I think every Fire Emblem amiibo that was ever made. Yeah, my brothers found this for me and bought it for me. It'll never be used. That it was just too stupid not to have. Yeah, I have the 2 Bayonettas, I have the 2 Clouds, PS3, more amiibos, more PS3. Not dwelling too long on these because, yeah, more retro. Here's my PlayStation 1 games. Let's see, I'll try to go through this one. I know the light is making it kind of hard to tell, but I was afraid that if I don't have the light shining like that, it would be too dark to read. So I'll try to do this at an angle so you can see what they are. I've got my little clock here. Unfortunately, the ticking drives me nuts, so I don't tend to put the battery in it anymore. You just hear that stupid tick, 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 tick all damn day. You're not going to be able to see them so well because of some of my figures. I've got like a Lunger 2. I've got a lot of the hard-to-get RPGs like Legend of Dragoon, Persona. This is Persona right here. The original. Then I've got Persona 2, Rasputin Musical Adventure, Star Ocean. This is Suikoden 1. And then unfortunately Suikoden 2 is in like a mock-up case because my friend borrowed it and lost the case. And I've never let them live that down. Valkyrie Profile. Some demo discs, including, there's one in here that has the Macross the VFX2 demo that unfortunately never actually came out here. Told you a big Destiny fan. My PS2 collection. I've got some pretty good ones in here. A bunch of light gun games, which unfortunately I can't play anymore. All the Fatal Frames. Yeah, freaking QAnon and Haunting Ground. Those are expensive as hell. I no longer have the headset for Lifeline. It broke during a move. I need to get a new one. Some more Mega Man stuff. Some of this stuff was like $1, like the Riding Star and Dog's Life. I have no idea if they're like decent, but they were $1. Rydia Stories is back there. Some Persona stuff. All 3 Xenosagas. Dual Hearts. I've got some of the energy drink cans for video game stuff. Got this. Do-do-do. If you're wondering if I've played these all, of course not. Do-do-do. Alan Wake. Do-do-do. Yeah, the one Pokemon thing that I have is, of course, the Golden Pikachu card. And this is just books, so that's not, with the exception of, like, I got this Arc C card, and I actually paid the $200 for the Capcom, that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity. Kind of wish I didn't, especially since they were $50 later. And I guess just real quick, some stuff on the wall, like the Zelda car, some Mega Man X cars, Anti-Warrior Hot Wheel cars, and just a few video game stuff up there, as you can see. And then, like, I've got, like, I'm really, really big into Mega Man. And yeah, I've got all these figures. And, you know, my little Rose figure there. And I think that's where I'll stop it. It's already way too long. Thanks for watching.